Kennedy's retirement announcement came just hours after the Supreme Court dealt a blow to organized labor. In their ruling, the justices determined that government workers cannot be forced to pay union dues, even if those unions represent them in collective bargaining. Eyewitness News reporter Greg Argos is live outside the federal courthouse in Center City with what some Philadelphians are saying about this ruling. Greg.
Well, Natasha, as you can imagine, many members of these public unions are worried. They say that this decision could weaken their organization, so much so that they decided to protest here outside of the federal courthouse this afternoon.
Working people are under attack. What do we do?
Banding together to protest a decision by the nation's highest court. A few dozen union members gathered at the foot of the federal courthouse Wednesday, minutes after news of the Supreme Court ruling, which many consider to be a blow to public sector unions.
We have to make sure that we're fighting every day, getting each other's backs and making sure that we don't let them peel people away from us.
The 5-4 ruling holds that government workers who are represented by a union but choose not to join do not have to pay to cover the costs of collective bargaining. Those costs are often referred to as fair share fees.
Folks who are a fair share now, they get the benefit of all the representation that the union has for the folks who pay dues.
But they now share none of the cost, says Patrick Eating, the president of the Philadelphia Council of the AFL-CIO. That's the nation's largest federation of unions. Eating says the decision leads down a slippery slope, which he believes ends at states' attempts to break up public unions, since some members could decide to leave theirs but still reap all of the benefits.
I hate to sound like a business person, but it's going to help their bottom line.
But Mike Meehan, the chairman of the Philadelphia Republican Party, believes union membership will remain strong, and this decision will simply ensure union members are represented properly.
I think it's an overreaction that some people are having. They are going to be union leaders and people be union members as long as the people think that they're doing what's in their best interest.
So why exactly did the U.S. Supreme Court rule this way? Well, coming up tonight at CBS 3 Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock, we're going to dig deeper into this decision. I'll also tell you exactly why the First Amendment played a role. That's the latest live here at the federal courthouse. I'm Greg Argos, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Greg, thank you.